Hey guys, I'm Alex from Shaves Barbershop. Today I'm going to share with you some tips on how to explain your haircut to your barber. Tip number 1, use pictures. So when using pictures, make sure to find a picture that's realistic. Keep in mind that a lot of photos are edited or enhanced online, and also you want to find a picture that has a similar hair texture to yours. So when choosing a photo to show your barber, make sure that that hair texture is similar to yours. Tip number 2, avoid using haircut terminology. Don't use words like crew cut, taper fade. Those words could lead to miscommunication, and what means one thing to one barber might mean something different to you. Try to be more specific. If you know the guard numbers, great, but how many inches do you want taken off? How many millimeters do you want taken off? The important thing is the barber needs to know how much you want taken off and how you style your hair. Everything else could lead to miscommunication. Tip number 3, explain how you style or care for your hair and what products you're using to style your hair. This is going to let the barber know how to cut your hair and style it at the end. And if you're using a product that's damaging to your hair, your barber can actually help make a better recommendation for you, a product that's going to be healthier for your hair that won't damage it. Tip number 4, explain what you didn't like about your last haircut. Simply put, if you tell your barber what you didn't like about your last haircut, then they're not going to repeat the same mistake. So tell them what you didn't like about your last haircut and you'll already get a better haircut than last time. Tip number 5, let the barber know how long it's been since your last haircut. Let them know how many weeks or months it's been. This is going to let them know about how much they need to take off. So if you're not sure about how much length you want to take off, if it's been 4 weeks, for example, hair grows on average about half an inch every 4 weeks. So that's going to let the barber know we need to take about half an inch off to get you back to where you were at the time of your last haircut. Tip number 6, trust the barber's suggestion. The haircut that you want or the style that you're going for might not work with your hair texture, and they may be able to suggest a haircut that works better for what you're going for. Tip number 7, share any skin conditions that you might have with your barber. Anything like dry skin, dandruff, bumps, moles, or alopecia, let your barber know. That way they can cut your hair in a way to keep those things covered or hopefully avoid cutting them off. And they also may be able to suggest some products that are going to help maybe improve your skin. Tip number 8, explain what you don't want. Sometimes people come into the barbershop and they have no idea how they want their haircut, and that's okay, but your barber needs some information to work off of. So start by explaining what you don't want, and that way your barber can start to get an idea of what you do want. Tip number 9, be specific. So you want a fade, that's great. How high do you want the fade? Do you want it to be low? Do you want it to be medium? Do you want it to be high? Tell the barber how high you want it to go. If you're not sure, start with a low fade. That way you can always raise it, but you can't bring it back down once you start high. Tip number 10, give goals, not directions. Tell the barber how you want your haircut, but don't tell the barber how to cut your hair. This almost never ends the way you think it will. Every barber has different techniques and different ways of getting the haircut done. Tell the barber how you want your haircut, and if the barber is skilled and you explain your haircut well, trust them to do it the way they are used to doing it, and the end result will be a good haircut. Tip number 11, speak the same language. If you're going to a barber that doesn't speak the same language as you, that's okay. That doesn't mean they don't know how to cut hair, but you do need to know how to communicate your haircut. So use universal measurements such as inches or millimeters. That way you can explain to your barber how much you want taken off without even speaking the same language as them. Tip number 12, keep notes. Or even better, take pictures. So when you get a haircut and you like the way it was cut, write down the notes in your phone of how the barber cut your hair. That way you can tell that barber how you got it cut the next time you get your haircut. Or even better, ask the barber to take a picture of the finished haircut for you. That way they can see how you like your haircut the next time you get it cut. So that's it guys, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing. My name's Alex from Shaves Barbershop, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.